A journey of discovery, back in time, and a journey of sensory discovery. With this review at Bespoke Unit, sampling Buffalo Trace Bourbon Whiskey. Hello and welcome to another Spirits review here at Bespoke Unit. My name is Reinhard and today we will be drinking Buffalo Trace Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. As always for this review, I used the Bespoke Unit Liquor Formula, which is a quantifiable review matrix that you can use for your own tasting purposes. And you can also jump right to the final score of this review instead of watching the entire video. We put a blank copy of the review formula as well as the entire filled out sheet underneath the video, so you can check it out, download it, and have it ready at hand for all your private tasting sessions. Buffalo Trace is an iconic whiskey brand of the United States. The Buffalo Trace distillery is one of the oldest still in production, more than 200 years of spirited history. And the name Buffalo Trace is also a reminiscence to the pioneering spirit, to the people who moved westwards along the shores of the Kentucky River, where the buffalo traces and trails could be followed. It's an iconic shape of bottle and an iconic design, the emblem of the buffalo prominently stated right in the front up here. Other than that, there's not much to be said about the packaging in general. Beautiful combination of the amber colored liquid in combination with the design of the label, a trusty green cork. I'm not a huge fan, I have to confess, of these metal bands up here because you can very easily cut yourself, which is rather unpleasant, in particular when you're in a hurry working as a bartender. But the overall design of the Buffalo Trace whiskey is beautiful. It's an everyday whiskey that could be in your daily rotation for cocktails, long drinks, highballs, and the likes. Thus, it's not overly fancy, but a delicious juice. And so we will be exploring the aroma and flavor in just a second. When we look at the color first, as I mentioned, it's a gold and amber with just a bit of viscosity. The legs running down the side of the glass in a rather fast way. The liquid is 40% alcohol by volume, or 80 proof for those in the United States. The aroma is a gorgeous, mellow, fruity apple, orange peel, lemon zest combination. There's quite a bit of ethereal mint freshness to it. And then the traditional prominent bourbon sweetness of corn, of roasted grains, of charred wood, of caramel sweetness, coconut flakes, and a lovely vanilla cream comes through. It's not an overly sweet or sticky note that I'm getting here. It's more of a lively, zesty freshness that makes you come back for another sniff, and that will also, on the palate, make you come back for another sip, which is what we're going to do right now. Again, some of the orange note, kumquat, is there. I get marzipan, a little bit of white chocolate and nougat, and the second layer then reveals the traditional and typical vanilla, coconut, roasted, toasted white oak, a little bit of a dry woodiness on the palate that reminds me of heavily charred wood staves and almost an ash-like nuance. It's all very well integrated. It's not superbly complex or long for that sake, but a very pleasant, charming, beautifully balanced spirit. I typically like to pour this with some ginger ale over ice with an orange zest. You could make a delicious mint julep out of this, because the mint note that we're getting on the nose and on the palate matches some fresh mint sprigs. So you could definitely use this for your typical Kentucky Derby signature drink, the mint julep. Other than that, if you do an old-fashioned variation, for example, use the fair kumquat. We did a separate review on that for some of that orangey, bitter orange and fresh kumquat sensation, and further enhance the liveliness, the fruitiness and the freshness that the Buffalo Trace Bourbon would bring. Overall, Buffalo Trace Distillery offers a wide variety of different brands, different blends, and beautiful products like the Antique Collection, some of the Van Winkles that you're definitely familiar with and aware of. But the Buffalo Trace Bourbon is truly their entry level, it's their standard, it's sort of the most traditional rendition of the distillery, and thus I truly think this is a classic American bourbon that you should try and also stock in your liquor cabinet. What else can be said? Pairing recommendations. Some very simple corn chips or corn snacks, even tortilla chips, would make for a lovely combination with that corn base material that is used for the bourbon whiskey. Obviously, in terms of cigars, I went for an AJ Fernandez Connecticut shade wrapped cigar. So again, some of the creaminess, some of the sweetness with just an ever so slight bitterness in the finish. I wouldn't go for an overly complex, heavy, spicy cigar because it could easily overshadow this bourbon whiskey. So that creamy, mellow Connecticut shade, New World smoke was a perfect combination. Great bang for your buck. This is a very affordable bottle, so the price value ratio is excellent. Again, underlining the fact that this is your everyday standard pouring bourbon. Let's take one final sip. After a bit of time, more of the charred oak comes to the forefront. Sweetness is slightly tamed down further. So there's more bitter quality now, there's more woodiness, and towards the very end, the fruitiness and the ethereal mint freshness comes back and lightens the entire experience. Well balanced, medium complex, medium full, an excellent bourbon for all your preferred cocktails and long drinks. That's it for today. Go check out the Buffalo Trace Bourbon all by yourself, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again here at Bespoke Unit. As you very well know, we have plenty of spirits reviews, cigar reviews. We have bourbon whiskey guides and all our favorite cocktails with bourbon up on the website. And I'll see you here for another video review with our next spirit to be sampled. Until then, be safe, healthy and well, with my very best wishes and spirits. Goodbye.